Hi friends, it's Doll, and it's our weekly rocking chair knit and chat or craft and chat. And I wondered if you've ever wondered what it's like to be a life in the life of a yarn dyer or a fiber dyer. So this week I have embarked on a grand adventure beyond what I've already done to dye some yarn. So first off, fingers. What I'm using this week is Kool-Aid. Some of it's kind of old, but it's still coloring, and especially my hands. And I have no idea how I got dye down here, but I've been very careful to make sure it's not on my kitchen counter. The last batch I have right now, I've used some Wilton's Violet, and for that I added vinegar. The other batches I didn't because I'm dyeing with Kool-Aid. And Kool-Aid has a lot of citric acid in it. So I've been happy with what I've come up with. So far I have 6 skeins dyed. 6. And these will be going up on my webpage for sale after the craft sale at the church next Saturday. So keep your eyes open for your favorite color of sock yarn. And they're all multicolored. They're not going to be a straight all over green, all over red, all over blue, whatever it is. It's going to be speckled. It's going to be blended. It's going to be unicornish, if you will. So I'm having fun, and I hope you enjoy the finished product as much as I have. But for today, what have I been working on this week? This is a test knit I'm doing for my friend Tracy. I think it's really pretty. The pattern is called Night and Day, and I'm getting close to finishing the first half. And then the second half is done opposite, right? So the main color will be the white, and the contrast color will be the color. So we'll see how that goes. I finally got the pattern in my head, so I'm moving along fairly quickly. Want to be done the first half by Sunday. Yeah, I'm liking it a lot. I'm using just straight sock yarn. I think she was using hand spun yarn. Some people are using double, and the pattern will go live when she's finished with all her testers and stuff. So I'm excited for you to try it. It's a really cool pattern. The other thing I've been working on, and you've seen this, is my socks for October, and it looks like I'm going to finish 1. I may not finish 2, but I am doing the heel flap. This is the Rhinebeck Buddies pattern from the Crazy Sock Lady. And again, I finally figured out the pattern so that I don't make any more major mistakes. And the heel flap is just your basic slip stitch. And that seems to be my go-to. So that's the other thing I'm working on. And I'll pick that up maybe in a minute. I'm also trying to finish up the first of these gray gloves. Excuse me, fingerless mitts. So this is from some local Bluefish Leicester Merino Cross fiber that I carded and dyed in the cast iron pot. So of course I got gray, which is fine. Gray's a good color to go with a coat or whatever. Maybe I'll just put it on my hand. I've got past the thumb, so I don't have too much farther to go on this mitt. And I'd like to finish these mittens for the sale next weekend. So if you're interested in a mitten like this, it's a little rustic looking, but if you like cables, and I do, I really like cables. She's got a new pattern coming out in a while with this same design down it for a cowl. And I'm going to test knit that, and you'll get to see the progress as well. But fun. And I think it's the Bluefish Leicester that makes it with this much of a halo, and it just feels so soft and so wonderful. So those are the 3 things I've been knitting, and this is the spindle I've been using recently to spin this up. I found that I needed the heavier spindle to get a consistent yarn. This will be a 2-ply that's going into that mitten. And I'm almost done spinning all my gray. I have another cute little cup here that'll go next. So, what are you working on? Those are the things I've been knitting. I've been taking things pretty slow this week. Excuse me. It's allergy season, you know, don't you know? It's reading week for me. So I've been kind of taking some time for myself to recuperate. It's been, you know, a pretty heavy summer and early fall at the church. So it was time for me to take care of me, which I did. And I'm ready for Sundays. So that's not a stressor for me right now. Last night, I took my grandson Parker to basketball training. And that was interesting because I went on the 403, which those of you who know Hamilton, it's a pretty busy highway and kind of a pain in the you-know-what. But to get there in good time without going through downtown traffic, I decided, yep, I'm going to pull on my big panties, big girl panties, and just do it. And I did, and I was so happy I did. And then I got to sit, I knit, I worked on my heel while he was in his practice time. And there's a small group, I think there were 11 young boys there, Parker's 10, all learning how to dribble, learning how to do layups. And Parker and another little guy were, I think, the two shorter children there, possibly even the youngest, but they were having fun. And I get to spend a big chunk of tomorrow with him as his older brother's in a swim competition and dad's working and mom is a timekeeper. So lots of things happening with the family. And of course, this past week was Thanksgiving. So Monday I did roast turkey, stuffing, potatoes, carrots with maple syrup. They were so good. And then for the leftover, and gravy and cranberries. For the leftovers, I put everything but the cranberries into a small casserole dish and covered it with a store-bought pie crust and baked it. And that was supper on Tuesday night. So leftovers around here tend to be eaten well. Today I made some turkey salad for a sandwich, and that tasted really good. The rest of the turkey is now in the freezer. 2 nights ago, I cooked a roast pork. And I have half of that loin is in the freezer for another time, and the leftovers are in the fridge. So I'll be doing like a hot pork sandwich with gravy, potatoes, and Brussels sprouts for supper. I know, you really didn't need to know what I'm eating because that's not what this is all about, but I thought I'd share anyway. One of the things that's happening here in the household is that Nick, you know, my husband and partner, is sitting and he's opening up all the fibers. So I have a box of the fiber. I think there was just over 100 grams of the fiber to spin that was dyed with the red onion skins and the avocado pit and peel. And what he's working on now is the undyed fiber. So when I spin it up, I'll either decide at that point when it's spun, am I going to dye it as yarn or am I going to leave it white? I'm looking at doing a vest for one of my 12 days of Christmas cast on, as I want to finish up a few things before I cast on something new. Oh, there's so many things, so little time, right? I've got a couple of shawls in the works that need done. Excuse me. And yeah, that's my fibery work. Wednesday, because I was off on a week off, I went over to the church and I sat with the ladies who were quilting. So I did one little corner. I was stitching on this beautiful quilt. It's absolutely beautiful. So I was glad to be able to sit with them and not run back to Bible study and then come back and stitch 2 or 3 stitches and then go back and do something in the office or whatever. So this time it was for me and to help them. So that was kind of fun. You know, I like quilting. I've done a fair bit of my paper piecing, but not recently. So that'll be something that goes on my to get done list. I'm not going to say to do list, I'm just going to say to get done list. So that's kind of different. I think that's probably most of the stuff that's going on in my life. But I want to ask you, are you working on any special project that needs to be done for holiday gift giving? I know Arna and Carlos are doing a mystery sock along in November for a Christmas stocking. I did theirs last year. I'll probably do it again this year. It's 6 rows a day, I think, is what they give you. So it's pretty simple to pick that up and put it down. I may need to get some yarn. I may need to get some because I don't have the weight that they use, and I want to make it in a good size. So, it's always fun to shop for yarn, isn't it? Isn't that something we all love to do? It's either yarn or fiber or fabric or whatever it is we're working on. We kind of go through and get that done. So exciting. So next week's Rocking Chair Knit and Chat with you, I will show you some of my new yarns. Just give you a sneak peek at what will be on the table at the craft sale on Saturday, the 26th. Doors open from 9 till 12. So I hope to see anyone who's in the area. I hope to see you. What's next for me? Just keep dyeing. I have lots of these sock yarn blanks. They're 75 merino, 15 nylon, I think, or 80-10, 80-20, 80-20. There you go. They're 80-20. So it's good sock yarn. And because I'm such a big sock knitter, it just makes sense. But if you're interested in something a little heavier, a DK weight or a worsted weight, something a little bit thicker, let me know. Oh, there goes my timer. And I can put something together for you. Also, and this is a big excitement. So here at the end of the video, I'm going to give you the last big announcement. I want to put together about a dozen Advent fiber packages for people. So if you're interested in an Advent calendar for this year, there is still time to sign up. I'm not going to tell you what's in it, except that there's a multitude of colors, mostly all the same type of fiber, but a multitude of colors. And I will be mailing them out mid-November. So I've got a couple of weeks to put these together. So if you're interested, please message me. Let me know so that I can get your box personalized for you and sent out in the mail. I'm excited. Can you tell? I'm really, really excited about this process. I may even keep one back for myself. But I'm not doing a whole lot. This is a test run for me. So a soft, like they say in the industry, it's a soft opening. That and the sock yarn are something new for me. So there you have it. If you're interested, thanks for watching to the end of the video. If you like what you see, give it that big thumbs up. Subscribe and share with your fibery friends and even your friends who aren't fiber inspired. And may you have a blessed weekend. And I guess that's everything for now. Talk to you soon. God bless.